Welcome to Sips and Spirits, a podcast for those that love spirits of both the alcoholic and spectral kinds. I am one of your co-hosts, Chelsea.
And I'm Eric. A little disclaimer before we get started. We are not historians. Any facts or stories presented are from various sources and we mean no disrespect. If something is not presented 100% accurate, we make no claims that these tales are true, even though we wish they are. We just found them to be spooky and interesting in their nature.
Yep, we are not mixologists. These cocktails and spirits are tasted for the first time during this episode recording, unless noted otherwise, and Eric has a note to make.
Asterisk, I've drinking this before.
But I have not.
Chelsea has not, so I've enjoyed this before, and so, yay. Mm-hmm. I get to have it again.
Yeah, and so something special this episode, we don't have a cocktail.
No.
But we have something else extra special, so we're going to just go ahead into pouring. So what are we drinking today?
What are we drinking?
Today we are calling upon a spirit from Ardbeg Distillery in Islay, Scotland. We are using their Wee Beastie to conjure up Scotland's most famous cryptid. Ooh. All right, so we have not opened this brand new bottle, so we're tasting it freshly uncorked. You can go ahead and put that.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
I love that sound.
Ladies first.
You know, the beauty of this is we won't have to worry about our glass going empty because we've got the bottle right here.
I know, you just like re-pour.
We don't need to make a double. Oh, it's so cute.
I'm trying to pour it so it looks like those pictures.
Yeah, I feel like you could fill it up just a little bit more.
I'm sorry. You want more?
I'll take a little more. It smells good. There we go.
Wait till you taste it.
So we have some very fun special whiskey stones. To make this an extra special treat, our Wee Beastie in our glass. It's a little Scotch Ness monster. If you guys are watching the video, I'm hoping you can see that. If not, I will do a little bonus footage there to throw up on the screen.
Okay.
And if not, you guys can see it on our Instagram. But
cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Oh, that is super smoky.
So smoky.
It's not a Scotch Ness monster, it's a dragon. That is like really hickory.
That's one reason I do like Ardbeg a lot. At least the ones that I've tried. Ooh, it's like you just had a barbecue in your mouth, but like no, the barbecue meat, just the smoke. It's very nice though. I do enjoy Wee Beastie.
Oof. You know, a little too smoky for my taste, but it's really like got a punch to it. Mm-hmm. I'd be curious to try their other stuff.
Besides the smoke though, it's like still very smooth.
It's smooth, yeah. And it doesn't, I don't want to say it burns. I just feel like breathes. Everything, yeah, there you go. It's opening.
If you have pores inside your throat, it opens them up.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I can drink this all night. I won't drink this all night, but I can drink this for a while.
Yep, at least through this episode.
Now, the more you drink, the less smokiness it gets.
Oh yeah, is that true?
I mean, at least for me, like a lot of the smokiness has gone out because I haven't had this for a while. So the first one was like, woo. But then it's like, okay.
But I think it's interesting. So even just while you were pouring it from all the way over here, I could smell it. It's very fragrant in that smoke. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you definitely smell like you're at a barbecue or something.
Now, I mentioned before that I like cigars. I will not drink this with a cigar.
Why?
Because the smoke flavor in this will like really counteract the cigar. Like you just drink this by itself, enjoy it. You know.
I wonder if like a good like charcuterie
with
like some like creamy cheeses to offset.
Like some good like a nice steak in this would be great. Like it doesn't have to be like fully like barbecue kind of thing. Just like.
Well, I'm even thinking
colored.
Like if you had like cured meats and some cheeses, even like a dry cheese. Like I think about like the Irish cheeses. That'd be really good.
Yeah, definitely a nice like dry charred cheese.
Yeah, I feel like I need something to eat with this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. It's still very enjoyable. I don't want anyone to think it's not good. It's just not my usual preference. But I could definitely see it growing on me, especially if I had something to nosh on with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys don't need that smacking in your ears.
I keep turning my glass to see which way I should drink it. I'm like, okay, drink it to the side, drink it from the back.
I know, you're worried like she's going to come at you, but
Yeah.
she's just hanging out there. She's
just
section
hanging out.
captain.
So what can you tell us? Well, I'm over here. What can you tell us about Ardbeg?
All right, so Ardbeg has a...
Ardbeg.
It is Ardbeg.
I just corrected myself.
So it has a 200-year history, over 200 years. It was founded in 1815, and it's found on Islay, which is alongside 7 other distilleries found on Islay. So there's 8 Scotch distilleries in total on Islay, Scotland.
Is Highland Park there?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, sweet.
They are one of the 8. They conducted the very first whiskey experiment in space on the International Space Station, in turn making them the very first distillery in outer space.
Wait a minute. What?
So they sent some whiskey up to the space station, the International Space Station, for it to age on the space station, and then it just came back, I think, last year or the year before. I can't remember if it's
How do I get my hands on this?
They are planning for a release. Actually, I think they just announced their release.
I need to get some space whiskey.
In July. So, yeah.
We might have to skip the next episodes, guys, because I need to buy some space whiskey.
But yeah, so I thought that was really cool. You were moving your mic and it looked like you had a point to make. So Loch Ugadal is located right above the hills behind the distillery and is their main source of water. It's what they use to create their whiskeys. They take it directly from this lake that is right above. So they have like this giant hill you go up, and then there's this huge loch or lake. And it's called Loch Ugadal. Visitors can take a hike and perform a ritual known as the Loch and Key by returning a dram of Ardbeg whiskey, I almost said rum, of Ardbeg rum to the loch.
Rum?
See? Ardbeg whiskey to the loch.
How much is a dram?
A dram, it's usually like, I think it's like 3 ounces.
Oh, okay.
It's, you know those little bottles I got for you one year? That's a dram.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's like a little sampler. So I'm like, well, honey, when we go to Scotland, specifically Islay, because we know we're going to go, there's at least 2 distillers we want to visit.
Yep.
That happen to both be on Islay. 2 Scottish distilleries. So I think we're just going to end up staying on Islay.
Let's go to Islay and we have...
Because I want to do this lock and key ritual. That sounds so fun.
We could take 8 days and we go one day.
They have the best slogan ever for this whiskey.
Okay.
And that is a monster of a dram. It's big, it's untamed, it's here. From beneath the bogs it came. It's Ardbeg Wee Beastie.
Wee Beastie. I like it. There we go.
So the whiskey itself is a 5-year-old whiskey, so it's not actually aged for very long, and they did that intentionally because they did want it to be the rawest and smokiest in flavor, which I think we both agree they accomplished.
Very smoky, yes. Indeed.
So yeah, by having that short aging time, they're really taking advantage of all that flavor that's right at the beginning of the process of distilling whiskey. To get that, sorry, I'm adjusting here.
That's okay. I've been reading this whole episode. Like, okay.
So the advertising and tasting videos for this whiskey are absolutely hilarious, and I'm actually going to link to those in the show notes. They're so adorably done and appropriate for the haunting season. Even though this is coming to you at Thanksgiving time, it's so cute. They styled both of these videos after old black and white creature feature trailers.
Hey, who says Thanksgiving can't be scary?
Hey, we're bringing the spook here.
Have you tried covering a turkey for the first time in front of everybody?
But yeah, so I highly encourage you guys to give a watch to both of those videos. They will be on our show notes for you to check out. So I really, really recommend. They're both hilarious. The first one is their trailer, which has people like running, and it's this giant bottle of whiskey kind of zapping people. And you have different victims like, it's so smoky and this and that. It's hilarious. And then you have where the two, I'm not sure if it's the owners. One of them is an owner, and I think one of them might be just the head distiller. Do a tasting, and they're imitating Frankenstein kind of thing. Like, it's so smoky.
I was like, it would be fine to do like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing. Like you drinking, it's like.
Well, they're really entertaining, and
that sounds fun.
I'll have to have you watch them after this. But I wanted to surprise you with it. There are notes, so you guys will get to watch it along with Eric. All right, so are we ready to talk about where you can find our lovely Scotch Ness monster since we don't have a cocktail?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so we are very, very excited to announce that we have an affiliate with Cocktail Critters. So they are the people who have made the lovely t-shirts we're wearing. We're wearing.
We're married.
They made these lovely Scotch Ness Monster enamel pins, and they are the ones responsible for these adorable Scotch Ness Monster whiskey stones. And if you're not a big whiskey drinker, you're not familiar with what whiskey stones are, they essentially are these stones. You stick them in the freezer, get them cold, and then you put them in your whiskey so you can keep your whiskey pure.
Put it in a glass. And then pour your whiskey in it.
It's still technically putting it in your whiskey,
yes.
So it wasn't wrong.
No.
But you add it to your glass to keep your whiskey chilled without diluting it with ice. It's essentially what whiskey stones do, if you like to keep your whiskey neat.
Mm-hmm.
So little extra tidbit fact there. If you like it dirty, that means putting an ice cube in there.
Oh, baby.
When it comes to whiskey specifically.
I have to do a shout out to Cocktail Critters for making great shirts. Normally I buy shirts from fitness people or fitness related shirts, but this shirt's when I wear it, man, it feels like it's pretty good.
They're so comfy. This is actually my third time washing mine, and it's still as nice and fresh as it was when it arrived.
I wore this twice, 3 times, I don't remember, but still, it still feels nice. It feels good. It looks good on me.
But yeah, so we are actually affiliates now with Cocktail Critters. They create all these amazing pins with different creatures that are paired with different cocktails. And each of their cards usually comes with a fun little fact or a cocktail recipe for you to try. Yeah. And we have an affiliate program with them. So if you guys click on the affiliate link on our website, we get a little kickback from them, which helps us support the show even more, getting more goodies, more spirits to try on here. And
more adventures.
You guys will get a little bonus discount by using the code CRITTERS15. You get 15% off your order. So you help us out, we help you out a little bit, get a discount. And I highly encourage you guys check them out. I have tons of their pins. They're really adorable. We really find them a company we're excited to be aligning with because we just feel they're a perfect fit.
If you check out our TikTok, we have a bunch of videos with their pins.
Yeah.
That we've done. So fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with them. And I think they approved of those little TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, we have a giveaway announcement.
Yes. The reason why we have this stuff up here in front of us is because we're doing a giveaway, which is going to include a pin. Right there. Oops, sorry. One of the whiskey stones and a shirt. We haven't bought the shirt yet, but for whoever wins, you need to tell us your size, and then we'll order.
Right. So you guys see the shirts here. Yeah. Once we know the winner, we'll ask the winner what size shirt they want. We'll order it. They ship them really fast.
Yeah.
And then get the whole little send to you.
Get a little package to you and send it to you guys in that way. So how can you guys enter? To enter, it's going to be on Instagram. There's going to be a link in our show notes for this episode to our Instagram post with a picture of all the goodies that you can get and whatnot. All you have to do is follow us on our Instagram Sips and Spirit account. Leave a comment answering this episode's Would You Rather. And entries will close on Monday, November 22nd at 3 a.m. Ooh.
Yep.
So before then, answer.
Yeah, so you guys have what? This episode comes out on Thursday, so you'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and
Monday.
early morning
Monday.
Monday.
If you're an early morning, I get
so
up.
technically, try to get your entry in by Sunday.
Yeah.
And Eric will share his Would You Rather in just a little bit.
Okay, we'll go from there.
You answer that on our Instagram,
And
then you could potentially be the owner of these lovely prizes.
Lovely prizes. All 3 at once.
Mm-hmm.
A little early Christmas present.
Yeah. Beat the Black Friday rush.
There we go.
And then if you don't happen to win, use our affiliate link and then enter that little coupon code Critters15. Get a little extra % off.
There we go.
Yeah. Happy early Black Friday.
There we go.
Black Friday.
All
All right. So with that in mind, the winner will be revealed on Instagram stories on November 23rd at 8 p.m. So you guys will have plenty of notice
right.
before you begin your Black Friday shopping, if
Yes.
that's something you guys do. All right.
Are you ready to move on? Do you need some more whiskey? I need some more whiskey. So, would you rather? I gave this one quite a bit of thought because when I was looking for stories for Loch Ness, I was drawing a little blank on them. Like there's stories out there, but I wasn't happy with any of them.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, okay, well, how should I link the Would You Rather to this? And I was like, okay, this is a great idea. Okay. Would you rather?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the theme of this episode, I'm gonna keep it to non-malicious beings. Would you rather be in a body of water and encounter a water cryptid,
Uh-huh.
or be in the forest and encounter a forest cryptid?
I would say forest.
Forest. Now remember, they're not in malicious
No, yeah,
intent.
you said they're docile cryptids.
They're docile cryptids.
Yeah, and I say forest just because you're going to be a little bit more comfortable. Maybe actually get the time or chance to snap a little pic of them.
Okay.
Whereas you're in the water, I have a waterproof case, but some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even if you know it's not a cryptid known for malicious intent, you're in their environment, and like being in the water could still kind of make you a little nervous or apprehensive.
There you go.
So I would pick a land cryptid or a forest.
Land forest cryptid. Okay. Groovy.
Yeah. How about you?
I don't know, because in one sense of things, I love being in the water. Like I'm always calmest in the water, kind of thing. So, that'd be cool to be like, oh, what's up? But again, like you said, if something like brushes up on you, it's like, what's going on? I'm gonna freak out, kind of thing. Versus if I'm like in the forest, it's just like, in my tent, just like enjoying the stars, and I see something, it's like, oh, what was that? I'm like, oh, that's cool. What's up, homie?
Right.
Kind of thing. But I would say the water cryptid would be better for me. Less of a chance of me to go chase it. I feel like I can't swim that fast. I mean, I can swim fast, but not that fast. So if it's the land forest cryptid, I'm like, hey, come back here. We'll talk to you. I'll poke at you, kind of thing. But yeah, that'll be my suggestion. That
You're saying that so just to protect
the cryptid
from making a dumb decision.
Yes. To make a dumb decision, I'm gonna do a thing that's harder for me to do. So I'm gonna make a little share a little note. I title my my drafts of stuff with different like usually the title of the main monster or whatever, the main spooky. I title this one Essie.
Essie?
And you'll find out why
Okay.
later. Okay. So let's get started. Water has always held much mystery, from the unknown depths to what brushes your food as you're swimming. Around the world, you will hear stories from sailors about songs they might have heard, stories of fishermen in the lake about a 20-foot fish that capsized their boat. Wherever you find water, you will find a tale of mystery and sometimes horror. In the land of whiskey, highlands, and bagpipes is no exception. We find that the Loch Ness Monster has chosen Scotland for its home. Loch Ness is a deep lake in Scotland. The lake is so dark and it's very hard to see anything underwater. The monster that calls its home Nessie is described as having a large, long neck and with one or more humps protruding from the water. There are many stories about Ness's encounters as early as the 6th century in the life of St. Columban by Adaman. He writes that an Irish monk, St. Columba, was staying in the land of the Picts with his companions when he encountered local residents burying a man by the river Ness. They explained, I think I need to be on this side. Sorry. They explained that the man was swimming in the river when he was attacked by a water beast that mauled him and dragged him in the water. In 2014, on April 19th, it was reported that satellite image on Apple Maps showed what appeared to be a large creature just below the surface of Loch Ness. At Loch Ness far north, the image appeared about 30 meters long. Skeptics explained where the wake of a boat or sealed caused ripples or a floating wood. But Loch Ness is not the only place you'll find these strange creatures. You have Atlamaha, or Alti for short, in Darien and Butler Island, Georgia. The original settlers were recruited in 1735 at Inverston, Scotland, a city known for sightings of Loch Ness Monster. But there's also mention of this creature in Muskogee folklore. Did the sighting of the new settlers come to be because of their relationship with Nessie? The list continues with Bessie from Ohio and Michigan folklore, snake-like and 30 to 40 feet long, at least a foot in diameter and a grayish color. Champ from Lake Champion, a body of fresh water shared by New York and Vermont. Chessie, a sea monster said to live in the midst of the Chesapeake Bay, an icon used for environmental advocacy. Cressy, an eel-like lake monster said to reside in Crescent Lake, Robertson Arm, Newfoundland, and Labrador, Canada. Musi, a creature said to live in Muskrat Lake in the Canyon Province in Ontario. Ishi, or spelled Isi, is a Japanese lake monster said to lurk in the Lake Ikeda in Kushi Island. These are but a few, mostly the ones with the Essie-like name, to be found around the world. So why are these tales of monsters so similar? Do they exist? Are they just our imagination creatures in the dark and the unknown lake? In 1960, Alice Logan visited Loch Ness for the day, sailing with her parents. She had heard stories about the sea monster that lived in the lake, and it had a long neck and even had a nickname. People called the creature Nessie. They said it lived deep below the surface of the lake. Alice, why don't you put away those binoculars and play? Her father asked. I'm going to get proof of Nessie is real, she explained. Alice looked down into the water. She thought she saw something move. She leaned over the edge of the boat and fell into the cold water. For a few seconds, she was in the water. It was dark, but she could see a shape right in front of her. It was a swimming beast with a long neck and tiny head. It had to be Nessie. Just then, Alice's life preserver lifted her back to the surface. She rubbed the water from her eyes and searched for the murky water again. But that strange creature was gone.
Ooh.
The end. I found it really cool. Like, there's all these Essies in the world.
Right. Well, and that we found out on our trip over 4th of July weekend that Lake Tahoe apparently has a Tessie.
Tessie kind of thing. But no, I found really cool that, like, at least the Altamaha or Alti, like, you have two stories about it. Like, one is, like, the Native Americans there talk about a sea monster.
Uh-huh.
But then settlers there from Scotland,
specifically,
from
who
Loch
happen
Ness,
to be from
like Loch Ness area.
It's in Ness, right? Or Inverness.
Inverness, yeah. Like, moved there, and then they started seeing Alti there.
That's crazy.
So it's like did their
I
there.
made a note of that. I was like, I think that's so amazing. And then even like you go beyond that, not just I think it's kind of funny, but also it makes a little bit of sense when you think about the settlers and where they're coming from, how you have them kind of popping up along the U.S. in different lakes. You have, especially, I imagine the Scottish and Irish settlers are moving more and more inland. Mm-hmm. So then they're bringing their stories that could spread that way. But then you said the one in Japan, Essie.
Ishi?
Ishi?
Yeah. No, like
how wild is that?
There's so many like Loch Ness like or Loch Ness monster like creature, Nessie like creatures all over the world. I like when I was looking up there, I found like a list of like 30 different creatures. Like this is the ones who had the Essie in them. So I was like, this is fun and funny.
That's so cool. And I know You always say you hope I react during the stories, but I feel so rude interrupting. But you were like, "Is it just our imagination?" I totally wanted to just like bust out, "Is it just our imagination?" Sorry, but that wasn't related. But I just feel so rude interrupting your story.
Okay.
Like I want to react,
Just
but
say
at the
so.
same time, I'm like, you got a good flow going, and I don't want to bother you.
It's okay.
But yeah, that's really cool. Cause I just think about just in Japanese folklore, they do have a lot of water-based creatures and monsters. But I haven't heard of Ishi before, so curious to look into that more.
Yeah.
But that's I find and we've had this conversation before, how you can find a creature and there is some sort of similar representation in all forms and walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say that, well, those things just flat out can exist.
Mm-hmm.
When you have cultures and civilizations that have never interacted with each other on the same timeline, around the same time, seeing these creatures or putting in reports of these beings.
Yep. No, and like when I was reading about Nessie, so many people have tried to prove or disprove that Nessie exists or not, and realistically, most of the results come inconclusive. Like they can't say 100% for sure Nessie is not real,
Right.
kind of thing. Because, like I said, Loch Ness is very, very dark, very murky. There's a lot of, it's hard to see down there. Even with whatever the thing they've done, like radar, they've done satellite, they've done like water testing, this and that. It's like they go like, I'm like 99, maybe 95% sure it's not real, but there's 5% that maybe.
Well, and then you talked about that Apple Maps in 2014.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that one.
Mm-hmm. There was one that happened 2019. I forgot what it was, but like there was now like the thing they did down there. I think they tested some seaweed or something, and I was like, this is eels. So I was like, firework.
Oh, okay. I was like, I hear knocking.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, like yeah, and it's like you look at the pictures and like, okay, I can see what they say is like a boat, but since it's like, look at the like, I'm no like boat expert or like wave expert. I was like, that's some huge waves, kind of thing, some huge ripples, kind of thing, and like
for a lake, especially.
Skeptics will be skeptics no matter what, kind of thing, unless they're like being licked by Nessie, and even then they'll be like, I was dreaming,
right?
Kind of thing.
Total Ebenezer Scrooge of it's just some indigestion. Your piece of bread.
I had some bad haggis. Is that right place?
Yes. Right place. I was just enjoying my Ardbeg whiskey too much.
There we go. But no, I found it very cool. Like Nessie isn't necessarily. I mean, personally, isn't necessarily a scary creature.
No, I agree with you. There have been not that I can recall off the top of my head. Usually it's just more of like that fanciful, unique, original creature that hangs out in this lake. I've never heard of it being something threatening. People are looking to run into it, like excitedly hoping to have a encounter. It's not like it was a mosasaur.
Yeah, no.
And you're like scared of it like in Jurassic Park or something,
Yeah.
Or Jurassic World.
But at the same time, like people say dogs aren't scary or dogs are scary. It's like, people can look at it differently, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we have had people who, when they realize there's a gecko in our room, they try to stay on the opposite end of the room. And it's like, this guy,
big.
Yeah, he's like maybe 9 inches from snout to tail.
Above average.
He's never bitten anybody. He's
like
super gentle. That was not his fault. He was scared. The cat had knocked him off of his cage while cleaning, found him, needed to get him out of the house, and he just didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only time he's ever bit.
No, but yeah, so it's like, I can see people be like, well, I don't know what it is, and it's like, and if something brushes me on the water, it's like, ooh, I feel weird, kind of thing.
Right. Well, I think there's already that mystery when you're in water, especially if you can't see underneath it. I should say, you okay there?
I'm okay.
Deep water. There's always that just in the back of your mind, what else is in the water with me? And some people let their imagination run wild.
So, when we go to Scotland,
I want to go to Loch.
we're going to Loch Ness.
Of course.
And we're going to throw our GoPro, our Osmo on there. And then pull it out.
Like, just chuck it.
Just chuck it out, like overnight, go to our hotel, come back next morning and pull it back out.
Oh my gosh.
See what happens. See what we catch.
Probably nothing.
But no, I would love to go to Loch Ness. And just, like,
I hear it's very beautiful.
I've said it before that I'm not a medium. I'm not a psychic or whatever. Clairvoyant. But I have felt energies before, and I'm curious what it feels like to be there. Kind of thing.
What kind of energy? Because sometimes you hear some cryptid encounters where people are like, they felt like there was a presence there. And then others where they didn't even realize, and all of a sudden they turn around and there's something there.
Yeah.
So what kind of energy does a cryptid put out?
No. I guess it depends if whether they're malicious or not, kind of thing. If they're trying to hide, why would they put an energy out? Versus if they're trying to hunt, they want to intimidate you.
Right. And you hear about some very aggressive cryptids out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we could go on and on for cryptids. But do you think it's time for wrapping up?
I think so. So, thanks for sipping along with us. We want to keep those spirits flowing. So please be sure to show your support by reviewing and subscribing to our podcast. If you enjoy the show, be sure to share with others. Pour yourself some Wee Beastie over some Loch Ness and share this episode. Enjoy along with us or with other friends.
Share that giveaway.
There you go. Share that giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Stocking stuffers.
Yeah, definitely don't forget to enter that giveaway. That's going to be our little bonus throw-in here at the end. But if you're always looking for us, you can find us on our website, which is sipsandspirits.com. We are on all podcast hosts, as well as YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and TikTok. And our handle on all those places is Sips and Spirits. Yeah. So
we hope to catch
be
you.
Be sure to follow us.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't done. But I am now.
We hope to catch you around the bar next time.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.